Welcome back, my Duelist friends. Casual Duelist here, and happy Sunday, my friends. So I've got another speed duel deck for you, and since we were already playing trap tricks yesterday, I felt like we needed more traps in our lives. So no tier 2 deck in speed duel comes to mind for traps more so than Odeon. Literally the master of traps. I don't remember if you guys have seen this portion of the original series, but my dude was literally goated with the traps. So the skill we're going to use is going to be Endless Traps. You flip this over when you choose to activate this skill card. And the way that this one is going to work is you have to have exactly 3 traps in your graveyard. You will randomly add 1 from the graveyard to the hand. 1 shuffles back into the from the graveyard back into the deck. And the third will be banished from the graveyard. This skill can be used once per duel. Now, there are a couple ways to randomize this because randomization was a question I've been asked pretty recently. And the first one is, what do you do? So you could set all 3 of your traps on the field, grab one of your dice. They do not have to be, actual Yu-Gi-Oh! Products. But my dog has her squeak toy. Okay. They do not have to be actual products, and all you got to do is put them down. You go 1, 2, 3. So this will be 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. Boom. What do we get? We got 3. This one will go to the hand. Then you go evens or odds for the last 2. Okay, so odds, that one will go back into the deck, and the first one in line will be banished. Of course, you can also shuffle all 3 face down, and then just flip them one at a time, and that's another good way to choose the order. So whatever's clever, guys, make it happen, do it up. Now to get into the body of this deck. So I'm not playing any monsters. I'm just going to be playing traps and spells today. So the first thing we're going to need is 3 copies of the embodiment of Apophis. Now, number 1 looks sweet. During the main phase, special summon this as a normal monster. Reptile, Earth, level 4, 16 by 18. This is also still considered to be a trap. Very important words, and you'll see in a moment when we get to the spells. I'm running a single copy of Metal Reflect Slime. This is just to be a secondary defensive card in combination with Zoma. This special summons in defense as an effect monster. 10 stars, 0 by 3,000 is still considered to be a trap, and this card cannot attack. Now, the one thing that you do need to remember is that this one is an effect. This will come into play here momentarily. And the effect is it just can't attack. So it is what it is, but it is probably like the best defender you could have in Speed Duel. Next up, we're going to run a pair of Quantum Cats. Again, activate this by declaring 1 monster type and 1 attribute. So this could be literally anything. You can make this into a god card. You could make this a divine beast with the divine attribute if you truly wanted to, which could be pretty funny. Special summon this as a normal monster card. Now remember that. That's going to be important. Level 4, 0 attack, 2200 defense with the type and attribute chosen. This card will still be considered to be a trap. Next up, Swamp Mirror. Mirror. It just sounds like I'm growling. But I promise it's a good card. Activate again by declaring a monster type and attribute. This time, however, it'll be a normal monster with those typing an attribute with the stats 18 by 1,000 and also still considered to be a trap card. So again, you could throw a monkey wrench. Some cards, they want to hurt, specific creature typings or attributes. This is a good way to kind of skirt that. We are going to be using 2 walls of disruption. Again, you are going to be using these traps as monsters, so we do have to protect them, and they're not all stars when it comes to their stats. So again, when the opponent's monster declares an attack, all attack monsters they control lose 800 per monster they control. So again, it could be a pretty big loss. And last monster, Zoma. Guys, you know this one. I'm not even going to waste your time on that. Let's get into the spells, right? So first up, Single Book of Moon, which I know is kind of weird for me, usually. Next up, this is the money card today. We are going to be playing Heat Wave. So at the start of your main phase 1, neither player can normal or special summon effect monsters until the next draw phase. Stop. What this means is, as far as my deck is concerned, the Reflect Slime and Zoma cannot be activated until my turn again, and again if I don't have Heat Wave. One thing that you do need to watch out for is Jinzo. Jinzo is going to be at 1, if you even see him. But with a Heat Wave in play, they can't play the Jinzo, which is fantastic. But they also can't play any of their fusions if you're playing up against a hero player. They will have to stick to boarding cards like Burstinatrix and Avion instead. No breaker can join onto the field during a Heat Wave, but we can activate embodiments of Apophis, Quantum Cat, and the Swamp Mirror. And we could just do that and have a lot of fun playing our monsters unimpeded by the opponent. 3, because we want to see this happen as often as possible in order to create a state of limbo on the opponent's summons and effects. So again, Heat Wave, good card, great card. You guys don't have to be just playing vanilla decks to play it. Odeon can absolutely abuse this, and this could be game-breaking in Tier 2. Next up, we're going to be running Double Night Beam. Obviously, we want to control back row before it gets flipped. And just in case there's a monster that's a little unwieldy, like Jinzo, Offerings to the Doomed makes a great moment for this. And one way to pair this off is with Endless Traps. So during the turn that we would activate the Endless Traps, should be the turn when we're going to skip our draw from the Offerings, so that we can go ahead and still get that one trap back to our hand while going ahead and setting up. So, real quick, guys, that is the main deck. I do have a side and an extra deck here. So if you guys would mind, either pausing and making some notes, or go ahead and screenshot it, and I'll be right back with the rest. Just one moment. All right, my friends. Now, before we get into the extra deck and the side deck, I'd like to thank you guys for stopping by today, because it's really awesome. And if you guys are enjoying this, maybe take a second and click the thumbs up, or maybe throw a comment or a subscription if we've earned it. But real quick, let's get back into it. So the extra deck is my standard, basic, good stuff cards. So Blue Eyes Ultimate, Cyberblader, Cyber End, Oja King, Senshi, and T-Restrict. Because again, you guys know Waking the Dragon is coming, right? Like you guys, we don't have to pretend I don't play that all the time. So these are going to be the 6 that you're going to choose, because these 6 are going to give you the best options. And again, once your opponent sees that you're doing all of this stuff, they will, in fact, attempt to play Night Beam more regularly against your back row, allowing you to kind of gain an advantage when it comes to getting your Waking the Dragon off. So you guys might even find a spot in the extra deck, the side deck, to throw a third copy. The side deck is as follows. I do have a second copy of the Book of Moon here. I do have a third copy of the Offerings to the Doomed in here. Again, whichever one's doing the job for you, just swap out the other from the main. We do have 2 Lost Winds, because again, we can just reuse this trap anyway. And if we do get this back with Endless Traps, that is 1 activation, put it back into our hand, activate it again, and then get it back by its own effect. That is a 3 activation cycle on this single, well, technically double use trap card. So again, that's pretty fantastic. And then, of course, the 2 copies Waking the Dragons. Now, if I might make a suggestion as to where the third Waking the Dragons could go if you wanted to play it, you guys might X out the Offerings. I still think Book of Moon is still superior. Because again, if you look at Charging Gaia, the Fierce Knight, let me see. He was just on the table. I may still have him within grabbing distance, and I do. And you'll check out the defense will be 21. A lot of these monsters aren't going to be able to just take that out. So that kind of negates what I thought. I thought his defense went down to being less than the actual Gaia defense. But it will work against cards like Breaker. He's only got 1,000 defense, and you will be able to stop his effect from tagging in. As far as people trying to go well, I can priority break your card. No, you can't. You can get your counter, and my response is to put him face down, so he's going to lose it. So that is it, guys. Again, thank you guys for stopping by. This was a lot of fun. I hope that you guys enjoy this. Again, Tier 2 Odeon with the Endless Traps skill card, and plenty of fun stuff coming up this week. So I guess I will see you guys later. At least I hope to. And just do me one favor. I don't care if you guys subscribe or not. What I do care about is I want you guys to go have a great day. I want you guys to enjoy the rest of your weekend. And I want you guys to do it upright, okay? All right. See you later, my friends. Peace.